Welcome to Hassan Pre-Owned Watches. My name is Richard. Today we'll be having a look at the Rolex Daytona reference 16520. This Daytona was officially first introduced at Baselworld in 1988. After 25 years, finally the first automatic Daytona had arrived. This is the watch that changed the Daytona's status as we know it forever. The nickname Zenith Daytona refers to the outsourced movement that Rolex heavily modified and used for its Daytona model. The purpose of the tachymeter bezel is to track laps around the racetrack or to measure the speed over the course of a known distance. For example, if we know that from point A to point B is exactly 1 kilometer and it takes a car 18 seconds to travel the distance between point A and B, the car's average speed will be 200 kilometers per hour. Special characteristics of this particular example are the early serial number, being an L serial, dating this one to 1989, the early non-3D or non-porcelain, if you will, floating cosmograph dial, and the bezel that is only graduated to 200 units. The word cosmograph is suspended below the SCOC text. Most of the R and L serial 16520 Daytonas have been fitted with a porcelain floating dial. The name porcelain comes from the lacquered finish that these dials received. Today's example does not have this finish. Although its porcelain counterpart is much more collectible, these non-porcelain floating dials are actually more rare. The dial is tritium, the hands have been replaced for superluminova. Okay, let's have a closer look. All 16520s are fitted with Rolex's 4030 caliber. Based on the Zenith El Primero caliber 400, Rolex made close to 200 modifications. That's nearly 50% of the entire movement. Modifications such as bringing back the beat rate from 36,000 vibrations per hour to 28,800, making this movement less prone to service intervals. Redesigning the entire escapement and balance wheel. Balance is fitted with a free-sprung Breguet overcoil and Rolex's signature microstella adjustment screws, allowing Rolex to obtain the chronometer certification for this movement. As a comparison, we'll be having a look at the modern iteration of the Rolex Daytona, the 16520, with Rolex's in-house movement 4130. After the introduction of the 16520, it took Rolex only 12 years to introduce their very own in-house automatic chronograph caliber. The 4130 is made to be service-friendly, meaning that if I were to remove the automatic bridge, the chronograph functions are all easily accessible. This is not the case with the Zenith-based El Primero 4030. For example, the 4030 caliber's mainspring barrel and train wheel are completely covered with a 3/4 plate. That covers this week's video. If you had the chance, would you pick the 16520 or the modern 16520? Let us know in the comments. If you're interested in one of these watches, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching, hope to see you next time.